All right. Well, thank you for joining us. This is our third installment of the Fit-Tastic at Home series, trying to highlight some of our community partners who are promoting physical activity and just all kinds of healthy lifestyles. And so my name is Matt Kleinman. I'm with the Wyandotte program, and we help manage the Fit-Tastic messaging. And we're really excited today to have Angel Obert from Wyandotte County Parks and Recreation. And Angel, tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. So I am the assistant director here at Wyandotte County Parks and Recreation. I've been working for the UG for about 3 years, but I've been working in Wyandotte County for probably 6 years. So a lot of what I do is, managing of the parks and recreation aspects, working with the community, pretty much anything that has to do with those items.
That's great. I know you and I have had a good working relationship over the last few years, trying to increase, access to physical activity in parks in Wyandotte County. And so I'm really grateful for you taking the time and excited to hear what you all are doing right now as it relates to people trying to, stay safe and everything like that. So um, just to start off, in Wyandotte County, I know there's over 50 parks, but what are some really good examples of the ways that families can use those parks right now?
Yeah. So I think what's really important, especially as parks and rec professionals, is our parks are used now probably more than ever, especially with the pandemic. It's been a really great place for families to come out and kind of relieve some stress and get some of that fresh air. There's a lot of things that you can do in parks right now, even though our playgrounds were closed for a while. With proper permits, families can go fishing. They can use our trails, go hiking, biking, go for a walk. Um, you know, have your lunch outside. Maybe go for a picnic. Get creative with it and create some scavenger hunts. So there's a lot of things that can be done in the parks to still stay active.
That's great. I think the scavenger hunt idea sounds pretty fun, actually. So, what about any tips for folks staying safe in the park? Anything you all have seen, just in terms of whether it's physical distancing or places to sit around the area? Any thoughts that you all, as the Parks and Rec department, are introducing?
Yeah, so we're definitely encouraging to still practice social distancing. We've reopened our playgrounds, which is great, but at the same time, we're really unable and don't have the means to sanitize them quite like they need to be. So you'll see signage up at our parks just encouraging the social distancing and following the CDC guidelines, practicing good hygiene. So we're definitely encouraging park users to continue to do those items. And some other things is just trying to stay away from um, frequently used surfaces like benches, if you can limit that, and also just minimize mass gatherings.
Great. So, what's something that somebody might not know about the Wyandotte County Park System? I know I've learned a lot in the last few years about how connected they are to neighborhoods and how folks can usually find one pretty close to them, especially east of 635. But what is something else that people might not know yet about the parks in their neighborhoods or in their areas?
They might be surprised at discovering a new park. We have 54 parks, seven community centers, three lakes, which we also consider parks. So they might just be surprised, even just looking around, how many parks are within their area. So I'd encourage that, and also using apps like Nextdoor, and seeing what other families have going on in the parks or community events and activities going on.
That's great. So, just out of curiosity, what's your favorite thing to do in the park system?
Well, it depends on the park that I'm at, because every park has something unique to offer. Personally, though, I like to go to the park to de-stress. I think it's a great place to get away and unwind and put your phones down. So I like to go and have a picnic, with some friends. We're not social distancing, and I'm just enjoying the green space and getting away from society and our phones.
Yeah, and I know I have you to thank, at least partially, for getting the dog park up at near Strawberry Hill. So I know the dog park areas around Wyandotte County and other counties as well have been a really nice place to just kind of relax and have fun with our pets. So it's been a really great joy to see, the parks well maintained and people are able to kind of get out and enjoy themselves. So thank you for the work that you're doing on that. Um, one thing I didn't think to ask you before, but you come through a background of recreation too. So talk a little bit about like how rec centers are handling everything and what are ways that people can engage there.
Absolutely. So, recreation centers have kind of had it hard during the pandemic, especially with the limits of mass gatherings. But unfortunately, it's been kind of a hard summer for us in recreation, just having to cancel a lot of programming, summer programs, our one pool not being able to open and 3 spray parks. But I'm really challenging staff to get creative with their programming and coming up with programs that almost naturally encourage the social distancing. So, for example, yoga in the park, really easy to, run some classes and social distance that way and still get people out and connected, but still being safe. We've had to really rethink a lot of our, daily operations as it pertains to safety in relation to COVID. And so it's really been challenging for staff, but at the same time, they've arose to the occasion and are able to, still find ways to offer programs to the community.
So if somebody wanted to figure out, say, for example, where yoga in the park was taking place, how would they connect with you all at Parks and Rec?
I would say the best way to connect with us at Parks and Rec is to follow us on Facebook, Wyandotte County KCK Parks and Recreation. There you're going to have all of our updates in real time. Anything that we're needing to, let the public know or user groups is going to be blasted there first. We've got a really good following on Facebook, and we just really connect best with our community that way.
Great. So any final recommendations or wisdom for all of us who love being outside and kind of relaxing and just enjoying nature? Anything that you'd leave us with thinking about?
Definitely it's an exciting time for parks and recreation, I think. It really goes to show how we are a great service to the community, and they do look for us during times like this, and we're trying to do the best that we can to continue to offer those services and make the parks available. And our staff's been working really hard on the front lines during COVID to continue to keep the parks clean, and the community's been great in helping with that, picking up trash and just making sure the parks are kept cleaner since they are being used more. And even through these difficult times, we still have some, positive things happening. We have a new park going in at Wyandotte County Park, the inclusive playground. So that's scheduled to be completed here in the next month or so. So that's a really exciting playground, I think, for the community.
And speaking of new playgrounds, isn't there a new outdoor recreation kind of platform facility over by St. Margaret's Park as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We just installed a outdoor fitness court, the first one, and so it had temporarily been closed because of COVID. We closed down the playgrounds, but it's been reopened, which is another great outlet for people to utilize during this time to kind of get out and get some exercise. Not to mention it's free, and we hope to be able to program the fitness court and if we can do some social distancing with that, make sure we're, sanitizing common areas. But those are more ways that we're trying to get creative with programming, but still social distance.
That's great. Well, thank you for all the work that you do and look forward to being out at a park event sometime in the near future.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me. Thanks for all the support.
Yep. Talk to you soon. Bye.